This is it. This is the last game we're going to see. It's the second leg of the final, the first ever FIFA World Cup featuring Football Manager final, and we're getting things underway. Let's make some noise. Indonesia in the driving seat. Let's see how this plays out.
And pre-match then, no changes for Germany in terms of system at least, but a few personnel changes in the middle. And so we'll see if that has any impact whatsoever. I think a couple up front as well, but system-wise, it looks identical to what we've been used to.
Is that a mistake?
I think it's like I say, they drafted for it. I don't think they've got any way to do anything different. They've just got to hope they have a little bit more luck with it. So if they get out there and grab the first goal, anything can happen.
We need a big turnaround here. 3-0 down, the Germans. They playing in the white strip. Indonesia in the red shirt and socks. And it is them that are in control of this fixture. But the Germans, if they can get an early goal, like Kev says, anything can happen. Home advantage, though, is with Indonesia. Comes into the box. Kalamwani, Dumfries is trying to walk it
It
in.
took so long to get that shot away. I don't know why he hesitated. Hit that first time. There's no one blocking him. He had a big opportunity there.
I don't know what the team talk was, but these German boys have come to play. And they've gone close again. It's going to be a corner.
They're certainly coming out high energy. Goodness me. And now we have the first one of the corners. We're going to hit that in-swinger to the near post. Tar's there again, and he's just not having any luck at all across his tie.
That's a great foul, that is.
That's a cool foul in the middle there. I wonder if there's some... Like, you look at the German side there, I'm suspicious on that there could be some suspensions because it doesn't look like their regular lineup. In fact, I think there probably are a couple. So we'll see how much that changes things. Again, if they've drafted for the system, they won't be that bothered about it. But early stages here, you can see 80% possession in the first 10 minutes, 0.35 XG. It's a really strong start for this German team, but they need a goal.
They need the ball to do so. It feels like both teams come into this final, both having that premium tactic.
Oh, so much space there. That was such an opportunity. He was completely unmarked.
Yeah, the pass is completed. You can see it's a little rushed at the moment for Indonesia. Germany certainly having control of it. But that said, who knows? They're forward again into the penalty area. Big chance. Goal!
Yeah.
Politano has been unreal. I think that's his third goal of the tournament for Indonesia. And they clearly, we now know, have been playing more than a year.
It's the technical element to this team. We said it in both semi-finals. There were sort of these big lads in one of them, the German-South Africa semi-final, and then England-Indonesia was the technical sides. And we're seeing that right now, the technical ability is outdoing them.
We're also seeing a lot of teams outperform their XG and vice versa as well, at least at the start of games. Indonesia quite ignoring the dominance the Germans started the game with.
Also the possession stats as well, isn't it? Indonesia not had a lot of
Oh my goodness me.
Game, set, match.
They've cracked the code.
Job done.
We've done it.
They've cracked the code. They are the enigma. They've done it all. Indonesia can't be beat. They're perfect.
I will say, if there's one team over the last week that had the chance to come back from this, they're over there. And they're called Germany. So
At 5.
Let's not rule it out just yet, because I've got a lot of money on this.
There was a penalty miss as well. It could have been 6.
Benji, we've heard about Germany getting tattoos. If Germany come back, will you get a tattoo? Thank you, yes.
That didn't sound like I had a lot of faith there, did it?
No, it didn't really.
A silent pause.
We had Dr. Chris yesterday who was talking about his getting the Football Manager on his sort of curriculum at university. People are going to be studying this Indonesian performance for years.
This is the first World Cup of Football Manager, and Indonesia have played and absolutely dominant. This is the final. This isn't a group stage match. This is the final. They're 5-0 up on aggregate.
Look at the overload here.
The Germans,
there we go.
Is it onside?
Oh, steady
is it
on.
onside?
Looked on.
I think it looked on.
It's being looked at.
Let's see.
VAR.
It's not on.
Oh my word! You can't buy it.
It does put into context as well how well Aaron did in the semi-final to be as tight as it was against Indonesia.
Yeah, and he can be proud of that at least. They need a goal early.
The Indonesian, even their formation, it even plans for the offside trap. They're getting them constantly offside.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness, they're getting in behind that central defender every single time. The
Can't-
counter's on though. He's
offside,
offside though. Oh, and he's missed anyway.
The defensive line of Indonesia is as organised as I've ever seen.
It's 24 minutes in. We need 5 goals in 65 minutes.
It's been done before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give us hope. Give us into
That's
offside.
That would make it more difficult. Let's take a look
That
though.
feels offside.
Xavi Simons. It feels offside, but we'll see.
It is.
They're checking it, and it's going to be a disallowed goal.
Wow.
You've got Xavi Simons on 2 goals for the tournament, Fulkrug on 3, and Politano on 3 as well. Lots of goals coming from different places for Indonesia.
Yeah, and also they feel so good about their draft as well, won't they? They've got it right in the right places, and the people are scoring those goals for them.
Yeah.
Sven's heart rate dropped to 138 now. I think he's kind of accepted he might be over.
Well, a goal here might reinvigorate them. Here we go, Dumfries to play it in. No, I don't know, is he known as a set piece taker, Dumfries?
Offside.
Play the cross. Sort of got stuck under the feet of everyone in the middle.
5 goals away from home.
It's
not going to happen.
fascinating how well Indonesia are defending against these corners, because the German team is
Oh, my.
The
massive.
space in behind again. It's that ball over the top centrally. We pointed out in the first game, and it's still a theme now. It's the one thing they've got. Jonathan Tah is not enjoying himself.
Look at the XG, look at the possession. 33% possession at home for Indonesia. Just like Sam was talking about earlier, you don't need possession to win games of football. And Indonesia are proving that.
Yeah. I think if we're going to get a meme from this tournament, it's going to be the Indonesia guys talking about Fulcroy to their German compatriots. I think that's going to be one that stings real deep.
What's amazing about this opportunity as well for the nation of Indonesia is we know they're a football-mad country, so many supporters there, but a chance to come and win a world trophy on this stage as well.
And that's been really exciting for all the different managers we met this whole tournament, hasn't it? We got real close and chatting with the Lithuania guys. The chance to represent their country is such a massive thing.
Approaching half-time now, it's 5-0 on aggregate to the Indonesians. Not conceded a goal against the Germans, who only conceded 1 against South Africa in the previous semi-final. So this is a really dominant display.
They've said, what's going on here? That is one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen. Germany are not happy.
That's got to be a point-the-finger job there, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
outstretched arms?
I'm still clicking the yellow box, but yeah, if you want to point the finger, go for it.
Look at Dumfries, one of their early draft picks, a 6.1. They're their worst performing player currently.
Lacroix, he was anxious last game, now he's very frustrated, he's in danger of being booked. Get him off, get rid of the back three. He's actually looking at me. This is not professional advice.
It's worrying that you boys are looking over, isn't it?
Unsolicited. But I have won quite a few Champions Leagues. So.
He's been nervous and anxious, Lacroix, all through this draft mode. Like you do have to look at those little stats, don't you, when you go into this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the mental attribute side of the game is something that is often overlooked, but it really shouldn't be, especially in tournaments like this when it's so important.
Fulkrug wearing the armband for them against Germany. That's a mental trick, isn't it? It's a German.
Insult to injury, I would say at this point. Another goal for Indonesia, and that would probably seal it. We've got half a full half of football to conclude, and it's not looking good if you're a German fan right now, which is me.
If you look back at their draft order, you think about what Sam and John were saying about how they would build a spine of a team. They've gone centre mid with Anguissa. They've gone Xavi Simons, who's been a really important player for them in the middle of the park behind the striker. They've gone Sula. Their first 3 picks all central, just like
absolutely.
they said.
And they were the one team that we commented that did that.
Yeah.
Every other team was actually looking to play wide, look for crosses, look for the big lads up front. They were the one team that we said, actually, they've really focused on their middle and they've tried to dominate that area. And for large parts, they actually haven't, but the time in which they've had possession, they've done so much more with it. You mentioned earlier, Spence, that they were clinical with the chances they've had, and that goes a lot down to their chance creation opportunities.
They know the way they wanted to play, and that helped them so much, and it helped them with them draft picks, but they went real big.
Is it off again?
They're getting the ball.
I think it's off.
I said, well, he's very confident because he's run back to the halfway line. It's going to count.
Wow.
Okay.
What's
Here
that?
we go.
They got one.
There we go.
Let's get this party started.
A beautifully timed run. It was extremely close. And now 4 goals in 40 minutes to keep Germany with a hope of glory.
Germany win this, I'm getting a big Sam tattoo.
I thought you were supporting Indonesia.
Are you?
Wow. Don't go to bed. It's 5-2.
Well, I never.
I'll drive you there. Don't worry. We'll go straight
They
after.
now
It'll be a lovely
need
time.
3 goals in 40 minutes, and this game has turned on its head, perhaps. It's 2-2 in the fixture. It's 5-2 overall. Germany need 3 goals to get their way back in this.
We are going to need his promise clipping as well. We're holding it.
Let's move it on quickly.
Oh, dearie me. But now, this is one of those situations in Football Manager where they need more highlights, they need more chances. If it ebbs away and suddenly they find themselves on 80 minutes without a goal, that would be so frustrating. The risk now is, do you change anything? Because it wasn't working before, it's working now.
This is where Tar finally scores from one of these corners.
There's a corner played in, it's going to come out to them though. There's still an overload on this side, but cleared well. It doesn't quite feel like it's done yet. The drama this would cause.
No way.
The ball
no
into the
way.
centre.
Oh my word.
It's casual. Oh dear me, another corner
Another
though.
corner.
You might want to put one of them heart rate monitors on me right now. I think.
They've had so much of the ball, the Germans. They just haven't really been able to get the XG off the back of it.
But it was like when Aaron was chasing that game, wasn't it? He had so many highlights, but just couldn't get the goal.
He had 63% of the ball, but still inferior XG to the Indonesians, who continue to be more prolific with their chances.
And it's actually quite set nicely for Indonesia right now. They know they don't have to do too much. They can kind of react to what Germany are doing. Speaking of which, they're going to make a change. That right-sided option, they do have another one actually, outside of Dumfries. And so on he comes. They've got all these forward players. Are they going to move them slightly further forward? Obviously, the roles sort of do the work for them. But do they need to be a bit more aggressive, perhaps?
I think throw caution to the wind. Get rid of one of these defenders. Just stick a 10
You
in
hate
there.
these 3 defenders,
Well, no,
don't you?
you're going to lose. If 3 goals down, you've got to go for it. Get a goal, then change it back.
At this point, I think Saar probably off. He's potentially the move. If you've got another big lad that can take his role at set pieces, then don't worry about it too much. Maybe bring Sesko
I mean,
on.
their entire front line can take his role at set pieces. They've got plenty of big boys.
Yeah, but
The issue is they've got a formation that's built around possession, right? That's why they've got the third centre-back, so he can be a libero in there. They don't need possession, they need shots at this point. So they need to get players up the pitch, play more direct. That 60% possession means nothing for them.
It's a bit of a calamity at the back. They're through, and it's a big save. 25 minutes to go, and this is where it comes down to it. If Indonesia get another goal, they can probably be comfortable that they'll be champions. And there is maybe that goal. And look who
Nicholas.
scored it.
The captain, the 4th of the tournament for the $18 million striker. What a bargain that was.
Yeah, and it all comes down to those picks, doesn't it? You can do all the research, but we did say the further down the list, that is where the draft will be won, and Fulkrug's that player.
And how much is that goal worth? Quite literally, how much is it worth?
Right, it's worth,
I'm happy.
$5,000.
That is one of the most expensive goals in all of history.
Yeah.
Football manager history.
And to be fair, like obviously it's the final, we're talking about Germany, but they have been fantastic competitors, haven't they, from start to finish? I know, Benji, you love them, but...
It's not over yet, Will. Get that tattoo ready.
But it's interesting. I think they've had a possession-based approach, and when they haven't had enough chances from that, they haven't had the plan B they needed to go and find other ways to challenge them. Look at other teams where they've had to come back into games. I think Aaron's England are a good example. We found a way of changing.
Oh, is that a penalty? Maybe? It's been really interesting because we've seen quite a lot of tactics. The week started with 4-2-3-1 being the conversation of, is everyone just going to play that system? Is there going to be any differences as they go close again? But actually, you look at the team that's likely to win this tournament by the end of it, they're going to stick with a 4-2-3-1.
So it turns out everyone was right all along, and that's what everybody should have done.
And actually, it's very you, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. I'm loving it.
I did that as well, Benji, do you remember?
Nope. It was a very good victory, Will. Well done.
No, but yeah, seriously though, I think if we can just get another goal, get the entertainment going for the last 10 minutes, because it's very fitting for the week that we've had as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think one more goal for Indonesia should be celebrated like that's done. One for Germany, a little bit of hope, maybe.
Van Uyck and Sesko coming on for the Germans, both struggling to get to the pace of the game. It's a difficult challenge coming on in this sort of match, away from home against a just prolific Indonesian outfit. But Grimaldo's been a standout performer for the Germans at left back.
And think where they picked him in the draft, it was late on, wasn't it, when they had that money to spend?
30-odd million, I think.
Yeah, 30-odd million, but it was a low-down pick. They'd been saving it, they'd been waiting for it, and he's been fantastic.
Yeah, been obviously fantastic for Leverkusen as well last year in real life. Moffey losing the ball, but here it is. Germany getting a shot off, saved, corner.
Worth saying, no major injuries or suspensions in these games, which have allowed their managers to just do exactly what they want to do. There can be no complaints, really. So that's always good.
Kev Tarr's been so wasteful at that front
I
post.
know. I mean, on the rare occasions they can get the ball past Fulkrug to actually get it to Tar, he's just basically clearing it.
Indonesia.
He's not had a good final.
Insignia in the box, puts it in, looking for another one.
That was
To add
really it.
insult to injury for the Germans here, but Indonesia unable to score on that occasion. D'Ambrosio. It's going to be a corner kick. 6 minutes left. The Germans need 4 goals. It's looking unlikely. Fulkrug.
I'll tell you
what. He is a monster.
Player of the tournament right there.
Gotta be.
It's worth saying as well, the German managers there clapping that goal, sending appreciation over to the other side. I think they know that this tournament is not theirs. But another goal for Indonesia and 7-2 on aggregate in the final, Spence.
I was so close to picking him in our draft. So I had him on the wish list. I was going to click him. And I went Seb Hilaire, and I regret it.
This is
goal
the draft.
machine.
This is the moment now for Indonesia as well, isn't it? 4 minutes away. We've had a week's worth of work, and it's all come down to this. They have been the best side all
Yeah.
round, haven't they?
They have been, yeah.
Across the 2 different formats.
Right from first day.
What a goal
there
that
you
is
go.
on the free
And
kick.
they seal it with, I would say, goal of the tournament.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is insane.
Even though the German managers laughing it off.
They arrived late to this tournament as well, and now they're taking the whole thing home.
Well, they arrived late, but they've arrived now, haven't
Yes.
they? On this stage, doing something that's never been done before.
They've hacked the mainframe. They're in. It's unbelievable.
Just thank God it's not been 1 year he's been playing it.
It's injury time now.
Is there one little moment for Germany?
Good
No,
goalkeeping.
there is not.
Castells. Just people need to study the draft strategy of Indonesia. Look at the players. Look at why they picked
People
them.
need to study the tactic of Indonesia because
everything.
it's dominated all the way through and never been changed.
They've just been so good from minute one. Remember that first season as well when they got the quadruple? No
Oh.
transfer market in the summer.
Yeah, they were the 4th lowest spenders in that group, and like we said earlier, the way that it reverberated around the room when every other manager found out that they'd done the quadruple in the first season. Nobody else had done that, had they?
And it set the platform for them to do just this.
I think the assistant manager of Indonesia is asleep. Can you hear us?
There's the confidence of a man that knows he's won this
We might need to
competition.
put the heart rate monitor on him. Dr. Benji, get over
When
there.
absolutely not. But when the final whistle goes, the cheer needs to be loud enough to wake him up as we're coming to the final moment, Spencer.
Corner, last kick of the game. For a little bit of pride for the Germans, maybe. Indonesian defence is just too organised. And that'll be all she wrote. Oh, there it is!
And there we go.
Easier, do it! He's awake! It's a miracle!
Lovely, lovely.
Incredible scenes. What a final. 8-2. 10 goals. And actually, I hate to say it, but I'd 8-2 beat the Germans right now.
Goodness me. What a performance throughout the entire tournament. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really, really impressive. And I love to see the Germans give them their clap there. They're going to get a chance to do that for real in a minute. We're seeing the scenes in game as well, by the way, the fantastic fireworks there on the pitch. Wow, what a performance. I mean, at this level, you just don't expect it.
No, and the perfect way to round things off, the perfect way to round what a wonderful week. And someone described it earlier as a festival of Football Manager, and that's certainly what we've had this week. It's been phenomenal.